Nix, if, hypothetically, I felt that some injustice had been dealt to someone who deserved a better lot, say, that they were subjected to too harsh a punishment for all eternity, don't I have some of my father's authority to do something about it?
Now that you have regained your access privileges to the administrative chamber, child, yes, that is the level of authority you hypothetically possess again.
But how can I possibly find anything in there? The place is wall-to-wall pacts and parchments. I have no idea where to look.
You can be made aware, though use discretion if and when you need to exercise this power, and make certain that the time is right. Now, are we understood?
Yes, we are. Father, let me ask you something work-related here. I know the shade called Sisyphus once wronged both you and Thanatos, and has since paid a heavy price. But don't the Fury Sisters now have better things to do than torture him?
You come to me to question how I allocate my resources. Preposterous. I care nothing for that wretched shade. That he is tortured for eternity is but a technicality resulting from his arrogance. The terms of his incarceration are long lost.
So then if I could somehow find those terms, then theoretically I could grant him a pardon.
If you could somehow do your job and enact miracles, then yes, you could do anything then, I suppose, including waste your time on those of his undeserving ilk.
That's good to know. Sisyphus, I know you tend to be in remarkably good spirits, all things considered, but there must be something I can do to help with your predicament, isn't there?
Oh, come now, Prince. Do Baldy and I look like we could use your charity? We're planning to stay put within this chamber for a while. It's hardly a predicament, I'd say.
But what of the Furies and their torments and all that? They might be back and make all this more difficult for you.
Ah, yes, the Fury Sisters. Well, I wouldn't mind seeing them more infrequently now that you mention it. But either way, so don't you even worry about me. Now here. I've got just the thing.
A pleasure. Baldy, how do you handle being trapped in Tartarus for all eternity, doomed to be pushed up and down a hill repeatedly for no good reason?
You know, Prince Ed, you really have a look about you that you know exactly where you're going as of late. I used to think you weren't near as comfortable in your own skin.
Oh, you were right. I was never comfortable performing Father's routine Tartarus inspections. Though those responsibilities of mine didn't last long.
Nor did we have much opportunity to chat back then, but hey, you always struck me as a decent sort. Wasn't accustomed to your father's henchpeople greeting me with a smile. It's all yours.
Limitless darkness. You know, I think I'm growing more accustomed to relating to a giant stone. Pleasure.
Think
Baldy, while on one hand I know that making offerings to you won't really help me get out of here, on the other hand, maybe it will?
Hey, Prince, I heard you showed that Fury sister the what for. Is that the truth? Might explain why I've been left here to my own devices for a change.
I don't think she'll be out of commission for very long. She'd best find you mining that boulder, though at least you managed to catch a break for now. Be seeing you, Sisyphus.
Got you covered, Prince.
You take good care of Sisyphus there, won't you, Baldy? Okay. I have to tell you, Sisyphus, sometimes I wish I knew more about your past. You must have been a great king.
Well, the thing is that I wasn't, Highness. And that's not modesty from me, all right? All behind me now, and I'd appreciate it if we left it at that.
I hear you, sir. Though whatever you did in your mortal days, you've since more than paid for it, I'm sure. Wait, is that why you're still here in Tartarus? Because you think you deserve this?
It's more like this is where I belong, where my path has taken me, you know? Here in the underworld, you can't entirely escape your past, and yet it's like you get another life to live, with all the wisdom that you picked up along the way. Say no more.
Don't know why I keep doing this, Boldy, yet here we are. Cheers.
Boldy.
Sisyphus, have you had run-ins with Tisiphone the Fury here before? She isn't much for conversation, I don't think.
Tisiphone? Why, yes, I have in fact, Prince said. She's visited on multiple occasions, truth be told. So she's back, is she?
She is, although I think she's back to deal with me. I'll have to keep her plenty busy just in case.
Appreciated, Prince. Of all the Fury sisters, she's the one I would least care to see. But if she does stop by, you know, that's how it goes. That I can do.
All right. Sometimes a conversation with a friend is its own reward, isn't that right, Boldy? Cheers.
Oh, look how happy Boldy is. Hello.
You ever meet Alecto, Sisyphus? The Fury Megara's nastier sister? We recently became acquainted, she and I.
Fortunately, I've not seen too much of her myself, Prince said. And based on everything that I've seen and heard, I'd like to keep it that way for a while. I hope she doesn't cause you too much trouble there. I got you covered, Prince.
A pleasure. Cheers, Boldy. Thank you for brightening my day or night. Good chat.
You have been blessed by Boldy.
I have to ask you for a favor, Meg, and I'm willing to make it worth your while if you'll hear me out.
A proposition, Zacharias. Let's hear it then, while I'm in a charitable mood.
It's about Sisyphus. If I can get my father to alleviate his sentence, would you just ease off of him a little bit? You and your sisters. I think he's suffered quite enough under your whips.
I don't know what you see in him, I swear. But you don't need to ask such things of me. If you can overturn his sentence with Lord Hades, I'd like nothing better than to never see that miserable shade again.
It's a deal.
Excellent work.
Nix, I was just busy doing some administrative chamber record-keeping recently, and wouldn't you know it, it somehow slipped my mind where I could find the sentencing parchment work for the knave king Sisyphus, forced to toil out in Tartarus. I ran it by Megara.
He has offered you aid repeatedly. At first I saw it for a brazen act of bribery, but try as I might, there was no deeper underpinning to his actions that I could detect. That is to say, the records you seek may be found in section Sigma Phi Alpha, lower gamma folder.
Sigma Phi Alpha, lower gamma folder. Got it. Thanks. Should check the admin chamber just in case.
Don't stay too long in there.
Should check that stack of contracts back there.
Amongst the parchment records of the dead and punished are the sealed documents known as the Knave King's sentence, forcing said king to endlessly toil with a boulder till the end of time.
I'll just patch this through to the house contractor then. The Sisyphus contract. I can buy it out. In the name of Hades, I hereby release Sisyphus from the terms of his pact.
You what? All this just for that wretched shade?
Ahoy!
I have good news, sir. I located the contract binding you and bought it out. It's null and void. You're free to go.
Oh, indeed. Then does this mean, Prince, then the Fury sisters, they won't come around as often anymore?
Not just that, Sisyphus. You can make your way someplace else where other decent shades reside. You know, somewhere with fewer chains and torture devices and such.
You're much too kind to this old soul, Prince Zed. The thing is, this is home. For me and Baldy, it is what it is. Though, knowing that the Furies won't be visiting with quite their former regularity, that is a load off. Heavier than Baldy there.
You mean you're really going to stay, even though you don't have to?
Is that so odd, Highness? Don't see myself lugging old Baldy out of here besides. And if I were to leave, why, we would not be having these exchanges now and then. I happen to enjoy them quite a bit. Now, here you go, and thank you very much. Good choice.
Cheers, mate.
You would be wise to heed my words next time, and fear the consequences of eluding me. Death can be most unpleasant, as I'm sure you know.
Well, that's just it, Master Thanatos. I never was terribly fearful of you gods, if you'll forgive my saying so. Far as I can tell, all of you seem to have your struggles much like mortals do. A fear of death aside.
What would you know of the struggles of gods? Now you have eternity to think on what you've done. Maybe I'll check again with you after another eon or two, see if you've learned anything more.
Prince Zed, just missed your stern-faced colleague. Feel that stillness hanging in the air? Sounds like he won't be checking up on me again anytime soon.
Thanatos really isn't such a bad sort once you get to know him, sir, though I suppose you'll have to take my word for that.
Oh, I believe it, Highness. I should think that bringing death must be a lonely job. Perhaps you ought to try pushing a boulder sometime. No worries whatsoever.
All right.
Ah, there you are, Prince. I was just thinking about how grateful I am that you got me out of that contract with your father. It's been a real weight off my shoulders, truth be told.
You never seemed particularly concerned even before, sir. Must say you're very good at hiding your worries.
And I could say the same to you. Look, I know you were concerned for my well-being. Now you don't have to be. And I'll still be around to help you out. Good feeling, isn't it? You got it. Aren't you a sight? You must have seen everything there is to see here in your father's underworld, haven't you, Prince? I figure that there isn't any place nicer than this.
Oh, well, I suppose now that you're free, you could always see for yourself. It's pretty different as soon as you reach Asphodel. Don't you have some place or somebody you'd like to see?
I'll take what's coming to me right here, thank you very much. You're the wayfaring sort, but my wayfaring days are over. It's hard to explain, but this is a much-needed fresh start for me. It's all yours.
Over here.
Than, you don't hold a grudge against old Sisyphus, do you? He seems rather apprehensive about you. I understand you met not on the best of terms.
He is a brazen one, I have to give him that. I hadn't realized that you were close. Despite some questionable choices on your part, I don't think you're the poorest judge of character. And so, maybe I have him wrong.
I only have a faint impression of the man he used to be, although it seems he's changed a lot since then. Thank you for understanding anyway.
I heard you stayed the Knave King's sentence. I should be angry with you. Sisyphus must be the only mortal ever to have humiliated me. But Mother Nyx, she must have backed you, didn't she?
We did what needed to be done. As much as Father likes making examples out of wretched shades, an eternal sentence felt a little excessive in this case. Besides, Sisyphus isn't leaving anyway. Seems to have found his niche.
Oh? Well, he's an odd one, through and through, I guess. As long as I don't have to deal with him again.
Don't think you will.
Skillfully executed work.
I waived the punishment sentence for Sisyphus the Knave King, Nyx, except he chose to stay. He chose to stay in Tartarus, I think in part because he likes getting to speak with me from time to time. Also his bolder friend.
That sounds to be an agreeable outcome for him, though his liberty is not the end of his rehabilitation. As his friend, please make certain he does not run afoul again of your father, child.
I'll look out for him. He certainly looked out for me.